On a bitterly cold winter day, Dr. Dung finished his shift at the hospital, weary from a long day of treating patients. As he walked home through the snow-covered streets, the chill seeped into his bones, making him acutely aware of the biting wind. His thoughts were consumed by the cases he had seen that day, each one a reminder of the fragility of life. As he rounded a corner, something caught his eye. There, in the shadow of a building, sat a small boy, no older than 8 or 9. He was huddled against the cold, his thin frame shivering and his clothes threadbare. The boy's eyes were wide and glassy, filled with hunger and despair. Dr. Dung's heart sank. He couldn't just walk past. He approached the boy cautiously, kneeling down to meet his gaze. "Hey there, are you all right?" he asked gently. The boy looked up, his voice barely a whisper. "I'm cold and hungry." Dr. Dung quickly assessed the situation. He knew the streets were harsh, especially for someone so young. Without a second thought, he reached into his pocket and pulled out some bills. "Let's get you something warm to eat. Come with me." The boy hesitated, but the warmth in Dr. Dung's voice gave him a glimmer of hope. They walked to a nearby cafe where the aroma of fresh bread and hot soup filled the air. Dr. Dung ordered a steaming bowl of soup and a warm sandwich for the boy, watching as he devoured the food with a ferocity that spoke volumes about his hunger. As they ate, Dr. Dung learned that the boy's name was Min. He had been living on the streets since his mother passed away, struggling to survive without any family or support. "I don't know where to go," Min confessed, his eyes filled with tears. Dr. Dung's heart ached for the boy. "You can't stay on the streets. How about I help you find a shelter?" he suggested. Min nodded, hope flickering in his eyes. After finishing their meal, Dr. Dung took Min to a nearby shelter where he could find warmth, safety, and support. The staff welcomed Min with open arms, and Dr. Dung felt a sense of relief knowing the boy would be taken care of. As he said goodbye, Dr. Dung leaned down, meeting Min's gaze. "You're a brave boy. Remember, you're not alone anymore. People care about you." Years passed, and Dr. Dung continued his work at the hospital, dedicating himself to helping those in need. However, he often thought of Min, wondering what had become of the boy he had helped. One day, Dr. Dung found himself in a hospital bed, struggling with health issues that left him vulnerable and worried. It was a stark contrast to the strong, capable doctor he had always been. As he lay there, he reflected on his life, his contributions to medicine, and the people he had helped over the years. A few days into his stay, a young doctor entered his room. Dr. Dung looked up and was struck by a familiar spark in the young man's eyes. "Hello, I'm Dr. Tuan," he said, offering a warm smile. Dr. Dung felt a rush of recognition. "Tuan, is that you?" "Min." The young doctor's smile widened. "Yes, it's me. I can't believe you're here." Dr. Dung's heart swelled with joy as Tuan began to examine him. "You've grown into a remarkable young man," he said, pride evident in his voice. Tuan explained how he had remembered Dr. Dung's kindness all those years ago. "You saved my life, and I wanted to give back. Your compassion inspired me to pursue medicine." Dr. Dung listened intently as Tuan recounted his journey from the streets to medical school. He spoke of the challenges he had faced, the scholarships he had earned, and the mentors who had guided him along the way. "I want to help others just like you helped me," Tuan said. Days turned into weeks as Tuan became a constant presence in Dr. Dung's recovery. He not only provided medical care but also offered emotional support. They shared stories, laughter, and a deep bond forged through their shared experiences of compassion and resilience. As Dr. Dung regained his strength, he marveled at how life had come full circle. The boy he had once saved was now the very person helping him heal. It filled him with hope and gratitude, a reminder of the power of kindness. One afternoon, Tuan turned to Dr. Dung with a serious expression. "I want to create a program for at-risk youth, something that will provide support and opportunities for those who need it most. I want to give them the same chance I had." Dr. Dung's eyes lit up. "That's a brilliant idea. I'd love to help you with that. Together, we can make a difference." They began brainstorming ideas for the program, drawing from their experiences and passions. They envisioned mentorship initiatives, workshops, and outreach efforts to connect medical professionals with young people in need. Their shared vision was clear: to empower the next generation and provide them with the tools to succeed. As the program took shape, they reached out to local schools, community centers, and health organizations, gaining support from various stakeholders who shared their mission. The community responded positively, eager to join in their efforts. Finally, they organized a launch event to introduce the program to the community. The atmosphere was filled with excitement as they presented their ideas, sharing their stories and the impact they hoped to make. Many young people expressed interest in participating, eager for the chance to learn and grow. The program quickly gained traction, and as it grew, so did the bond between Dr. Dung and Tuan. They became not only colleagues but also close friends, united by their shared mission to uplift the next generation. Together, they hosted workshops, provided mentorship, and created opportunities for young people to explore careers in medicine. As the months turned into years, the program flourished, transforming lives and instilling hope in countless youth. Tuan often reflected on how far he had come and the profound impact Dr. Dung had on his life. He never took for granted the opportunity to give back and make a difference. One day, during a community event celebrating the program's success, Tuan took the stage to share his story. Many years ago, I was a hungry boy sitting on the streets, lost and alone. Thanks to Dr. Dung's kindness, I found hope and a new path. Now, I stand before you as a doctor, dedicated to helping others find their way. The crowd erupted in applause, and Dr. Dung watched with pride as Tuan inspired others to dream big. In that moment, he felt an overwhelming sense of fulfillment, knowing that the seeds of kindness he had sown were blossoming into something extraordinary. As the seasons changed, so did their lives, but the bond they shared only grew stronger. They often reflected on that cold winter day when their destinies first collided, grateful for the chance encounter that had set them on a journey of healing, hope, and transformation. In the end, the story of Dr. Dung and Tuan became a powerful reminder that kindness knows no bounds. It has the power to change lives, heal wounds, and create a brighter future for those in need. Their legacy would live on, inspiring generations to come as they continued their mission to spread compassion and make the world a better place. As the years rolled on, the program continued to evolve, becoming a cornerstone of the community. Dr. Dung and Tuan worked tirelessly, not just as mentors but as advocates for systemic change. They organized health fairs, offered free medical checkups, and provided workshops on nutrition and wellness for families in need. Their commitment to serving the community resonated with many, drawing in volunteers and support from local businesses and organizations. One day, as they were preparing for a major event, a community health day, Tuan suggested they invite some of their former ments to share their experiences. It would be great for the younger kids to see real success stories, he said, enthusiasm evident in his voice. Dr. Dung nodded in agreement. Absolutely. It's important for them to know that they can achieve their dreams, just like you have. As the health day approached, they reached out to several former participants of the program. Many of them were now in college or pursuing careers in various fields, and they eagerly accepted the invitation to speak. On the day of the event, the community center buzzed with excitement. Families gathered for free health screenings, nutritious meals, and engaging activities for children. When it came time for the testimonials, Tuan stood at the podium, looking out at the crowd. I want to introduce you to some incredible young people who have gone through our program and are now making a difference in their own right. One by one, the former ments took the stage, sharing their stories of hardship and triumph. A girl named Lynn spoke about how she had overcome obstacles to pursue a degree in nursing, while a young man named Hong shared his journey to becoming an engineer. Each story resonated deeply with the audience, especially the younger children, who listened with rapt attention. Dr. Dung and Tuan exchanged glances, their hearts swelling with pride. They had created a ripple effect of positivity and empowerment, and the impact was palpable. The event ended with cheers, laughter, and a renewed sense of hope within the community. As time passed, Tuan found himself increasingly immersed in his medical career, taking on additional responsibilities and expanding his skill set. He often consulted Dr. Dung for advice, and their discussions deepened not only their professional relationship but also their friendship. They would meet for coffee, reminiscing about the past while brainstorming new ideas for the future. One evening, during one of these discussions, Tuan broached a subject that had been on his mind. Dr. Dung, I've been thinking about starting a scholarship fund for young people in our program who want to pursue higher education in health fields. What do you think? Dr. Dung's eyes lit up. That's a fantastic idea. Education is key to breaking the cycle of poverty. We should definitely pursue this. They spent the following weeks planning the scholarship fund, reaching out to potential donors and organizing fundraising events. With each step, they felt a renewed sense of purpose. The community rallied behind them, eager to contribute to a cause that had already changed so many lives. After several months of hard work, they officially launched the scholarship fund at another community event. Tuan stood at the podium once more, addressing a packed room. Today, we are not just celebrating our past successes but also investing in the future of our community. The scholarship fund will provide opportunities for young people to pursue their dreams in healthcare, just as I was given a chance years ago. The applause was thunderous, and many young faces lit up with excitement and hope. Dr. Dung watched with pride, feeling that the journey they had embarked on was truly transforming lives. As the years continued to pass, Dr. Dung faced new challenges in his own health. Despite his resilience and the lifestyle changes he had made, he found himself requiring more frequent checkups and support. Tuan, now an accomplished doctor in his own right, was always there to guide him through his treatment plans, reminding him to prioritize self-care. One day, while going through some old files in his office, Dr. Dung stumbled upon the notes he had taken during his first encounter with Min all those years ago. He felt a wave of nostalgia wash over him as he reread the words he had written about hope and the importance of compassion. Inspired by those memories, Dr. Dung decided it was time to share his story, not just for himself but for others who needed to understand the power of kindness. He began writing a book about his experiences, his early years as a doctor, the encounter with Min, and the journey they had taken together to uplift their community. Tuan, upon hearing about the project, insisted on helping. "This story needs to be told, and I want to be a part of it," he said. Together, they poured their hearts into the book, weaving together personal anecdotes, lessons learned, and the incredible journeys of the young people they had mentored. After months of writing, editing, and revising, they finally completed the manuscript. The day they held the published book in their hands was a moment of pure joy and fulfillment. They decided to host a launch event at the community center, inviting everyone who had been a part of their journey. On the day of the launch, the atmosphere was electric. Friends, family, and community members gathered to celebrate not only the book but also the impact they had collectively made. Tuan stood alongside Dr. Dung as he shared excerpts from the book, his voice filled with emotion. "This book is a testament to the power of kindness, resilience, and the belief that we can make a difference," Dr. Dung said. "I hope it inspires others to reach out and help those in need, just as I once had the opportunity to do." The crowd erupted in applause, and many were moved to tears. After the reading, attendees lined up to buy copies, eager to support the scholarship fund. Each book sold represented a step toward furthering education and opportunities for the youth in their community. As the event concluded, Tuan turned to Dr. Dung, gratitude evident in his eyes. "You've done so much for me and for so many others. I hope you know how deeply you've impacted all our lives." Dr. Dung smiled, feeling a sense of warmth in his heart. "And you've returned that kindness tenfold, Tuan. It's a beautiful cycle and I'm grateful to be part of it." As they stood amidst the celebration, Dr. Dung realized that the story of their journey was not just about him or Tuan. It was about the countless lives they had touched together. They had created a legacy of compassion, one that would continue to inspire future generations. In the years that followed, both Dr. Dung and Tuan remained dedicated to their work and their community. They expanded the scholarship fund, allowing more young people to pursue their dreams. Their partnership thrived, and they continued to create programs that addressed the ever-evolving needs of the community. And as Dr. Dung grew older, he took on a more advisory role, mentoring Tuan as he stepped into leadership positions. The young doctor flourished, embodying the very spirit of compassion and resilience that Dr. Dung had instilled in him years ago. Their story became a powerful narrative shared throughout the community, demonstrating that kindness can create lasting change. Dr. Dung often reflected on that cold winter day when he first met Min, realizing that one small act of kindness had rippled through time, transforming lives in ways he could never have imagined. As winter returned each year, Dr. Dung and Tuan would organize a community event to commemorate the journey they had taken together. It became a day of reflection, gratitude, and celebration, reminding everyone of the power of connection and support. Through every challenge and triumph, they remained steadfast in their commitment to helping others, proving that no matter how difficult life may seem, there is always hope, compassion, and the potential for change. And so, their story continued, an ongoing testament to the incredible journey of a doctor and a boy, intertwined by fate, driven by kindness, and dedicated to making the world a better place, one act of compassion at a time. As the years passed, the community event grew larger each winter, becoming a cherished tradition that drew in families from all over the region. It transformed into a celebration of hope and resilience, a gathering where stories of triumph over adversity were shared and honored. Each year, Dr. Dung and Tuan would invite new speakers, past men who had risen to success in various fields, whether in medicine, education, or the arts. Their journeys inspired others, showing the ripple effect of kindness that had been initiated years ago. During one of these winter gatherings, as the hall filled with laughter and warmth, Tuan stood at the podium, excited to introduce a new initiative. This year, we're launching a mentorship program specifically aimed at young women in our community, he announced. We want to empower girls to pursue careers in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, fields where they are often underrepresented. The crowd erupted in applause, and Dr. Dung couldn't help but beam with pride. Tuan's vision was a testament to the values they had always championed: inclusivity, empowerment, and the belief that everyone deserves an opportunity to succeed. Together, they organized workshops, inviting successful women from various fields to share their experiences and guide the next generation. As the mentorship program took off, it became clear that it was filling a vital gap. Young girls began to participate in science fairs, coding boot camps, and engineering challenges, and many of them flourished. It was a beautiful sight to see their confidence grow as they embraced new challenges, inspired by the role models they encountered through the program. One of the standout participants was a bright girl named Mai. She had always been fascinated by technology but had faced discouragement at home. Through the mentorship program, she found not only guidance but also a community that believed in her potential. Under Tuan's mentorship, she excelled in robotics and eventually won a scholarship to a prestigious engineering school. At the next winter gathering, Mai stood at the podium, her voice steady and confident. I am proof that dreams can come true. Thanks to the mentorship program and the support of Dr. Dung and Tuan, I am pursuing my passion in engineering. I hope to give back and inspire other girls just like me. The audience erupted in cheers, and Dr. Dung felt a wave of emotion wash over him. It was moments like this that reminded him of the profound impact of their work. He turned to Tuan, who had tears in his eyes, and they shared a knowing smile. They were changing lives, one story at a time. As the seasons changed and years continued to fly by, both Dr. Dung and Tuan remained dedicated to their mission. They kept expanding the programs, addressing new needs as they arose. They organized summer camps, health workshops, and literacy programs, ensuring that every child in the community had access to resources and support. However, with their success came challenges. Funding became an ongoing concern as they sought to sustain their initiatives. They approached local businesses and foundations, pitching their vision and the impact of their work. Dr. Dung's experience in medicine lent credibility to their cause, while Tuan's passion and charisma drew people in. One evening, after a particularly long day of meetings, they sat in a cafe, exhausted yet hopeful. What if we created an annual gala to raise funds for our programs? Tuan suggested, his eyes lighting up. We could invite community leaders, local businesses, and even past men to share their success stories. Dr. Dung considered the idea. It could be a great way to not only raise funds but also to celebrate our achievements and foster a sense of community. They began planning the gala, reaching out to potential sponsors and organizing a program filled with inspiring stories, performances, and presentations. As the event approached, excitement grew, and the community rallied around their efforts. On the night of the gala, the venue was transformed into a beautiful space filled with lights, decorations, and the laughter of guests. Dr. Dung and Tuan welcomed attendees, their hearts full of gratitude for the support they had received. They shared stories of the impact their programs had made, showcasing videos of past participants and highlighting their journeys. As the evening progressed, they announced their fundraising goals, and the crowd responded generously. People began to pledge donations, and the atmosphere became electric with enthusiasm. At one point during the event, Tuan took the stage to speak. Tonight is not just about fundraising, it's about community and connection. Each of you has the power to make a difference in someone's life, just as Dr. Dung did for me. Let's continue to uplift each other and create opportunities for all. The room erupted in applause, and many in the audience were moved to tears. That night, they not only raised significant funds but also deepened the community's commitment to the cause. In the months following the gala, Dr. Dung and Tuan saw a surge in interest in their programs. New volunteers stepped forward, eager to help, and additional funding came in from unexpected sources. The mentorship program flourished, and more young people began to find their paths toward success. Amidst this growth, however, Dr. Dung faced a new health challenge. During a routine checkup, doctors discovered a serious condition that required immediate attention. He confided in Tuan, who was deeply concerned. "We'll face this together," Tuan assured him. "You've always been there for me. Now it's my turn to be there for you." With Tuan by his side, Dr. Dung underwent treatment. Throughout the process, Tuan took on more responsibilities, ensuring that the programs continued running smoothly. Their bond deepened even further as they navigated this challenging chapter together. Months later, after a successful treatment and with renewed strength, Dr. Dung returned to work. He was greeted with warm embraces and heartfelt welcomes from the community. The programs had continued to thrive, thanks to Tuan's dedication and the support of volunteers. At a gathering celebrating Dr. Dung's return, Tuan stood up to share his thoughts. "Dr. Dung, you've shown us what it means to care for others. Your resilience is an inspiration, and we're all here because of your kindness. Let's continue this journey together." Dr. Dung, overwhelmed with gratitude, replied, "Thank you all for your support. It is this community that gives me strength. Together, we can continue to make a difference." From that moment on, their partnership took on a new dimension. They became a symbol of resilience, embodying the very spirit of hope and kindness they had always advocated. Their story resonated throughout the community, inspiring others to take action and support those in need. As they continued their work, the legacy of Dr. Dung and Tuan became a beacon of hope for many. They nurtured future generations, fostering a culture of compassion and collaboration. Each success story was a testament to the power of kindness, a reminder that no matter the obstacles, one act of compassion can change the course of a life. Years later, during another winter gathering, Dr. Dung took a moment to reflect on the journey they had taken. Surrounded by friends, mentor, and community members, he felt a deep sense of fulfillment. They had created a movement, a legacy of hope that would continue to inspire others for years to come. As he looked around the room, he realized that the future was bright. Each young person in attendance was a testament to their mission, a living example of the impact of kindness and the belief that everyone deserves a chance to succeed. And in that moment, Dr. Dung knew that the journey was far from over. With Tuan by his side and a community united in purpose, they would continue to strive for a better tomorrow, creating waves of change that would echo through generations to come. As the years continued to flow, Dr. Dung and Tuan remained committed to their mission, each day bringing new challenges and opportunities. They had become well-known figures in the community, respected not only for their medical expertise but also for their dedication to social change. People often approached them for advice on starting their own initiatives, inspired by the success of the programs they had built together. One day, a local high school principal approached Tuan during a community event. "We've been trying to implement a health and wellness program for our students, but we're struggling to get it off the ground," she explained. "Could you help us?" Tuan's eyes lit up with enthusiasm. "Absolutely. We'd love to collaborate and share our resources." He quickly arranged a meeting with Dr. Dung to discuss how they could support the school. When they gathered at the school, Tuan and Dr. Dung met with the principal, teachers, and several enthusiastic students. Together, they brainstormed ideas for workshops, health fairs, and educational materials that could be incorporated into the school curriculum. They envisioned a program that not only focused on physical health but also addressed mental wellness, emphasizing the importance of a holistic approach. As they planned, the excitement among the students grew. They expressed their desires to learn about nutrition, fitness, and stress management. Inspired by their eagerness, Dr. Dung and Tuan worked diligently to create a curriculum that would engage and empower the students. When the program launched, it was a resounding success. The students were actively involved, participating in activities that ranged from cooking classes to mindfulness workshops. Parents expressed their gratitude, noting the positive impact it had on their children's overall well-being. The school became a hub of activity, filled with laughter, learning, and a newfound appreciation for health. One particularly memorable day, the school organized a health and wellness day, where students showcased what they had learned. Tuan delivered a keynote speech, highlighting the importance of taking care of one's body and mind. Health is not just the absence of illness, it's about thriving, he said, inspiring everyone in attendance. Dr. Dung watched with pride as students presented their projects, demonstrating their understanding of healthy habits and self-care. It was a moment of validation for their efforts, reinforcing the belief that knowledge could indeed change lives. As the program continued to flourish, Dr. Dung and Tuan recognized that they had a unique opportunity to expand their reach. They began to explore partnerships with other schools and community organizations, aiming to replicate the success of the health program across the region. During one of their meetings, Tuan shared his vision. What if we could create a network of schools dedicated to health and wellness? We could share resources, ideas, and best practices to elevate the entire community. Dr. Dung nodded thoughtfully. That's a brilliant idea. If we can get even more schools involved, we can amplify our impact. Over the next several months, they worked tirelessly to establish the network. They reached out to local school districts, health organizations, and community leaders, advocating for a collaborative approach to health education. With each partnership they forged, they felt a growing sense of momentum, realizing that they were building something much larger than themselves. As the network took shape, Dr. Dung and Tuan organized an inaugural conference to bring together educators, health professionals, and community members. They invited keynote speakers, including successful alumni from their mentorship program who had pursued careers in health-related fields. The conference aimed to inspire, educate, and foster collaboration among participants. On the day of the conference, the venue was buzzing with energy. Educators exchanged ideas, health professionals shared insights, and students eagerly engaged with various workshops. Dr. Dung and Tuan took to the stage to kick off the event, their hearts full of hope and excitement. Today, we come together as a community united by a common goal, to promote health and wellness for our children, Dr. Dung declared. Let's work together to create a future where every young person has the tools and knowledge to lead a healthy life. Tuan added, we have the power to make a difference, not just in our schools but in the lives of every child we touch. Together, we can create a ripple effect that extends far beyond our immediate community. The conference was a resounding success, sparking new collaborations and igniting a passion for health education among attendees. Many expressed their gratitude for the initiative, recognizing the need for a collective effort in promoting wellness. After the conference, Dr. Dung and Tuan continued to receive invitations to speak at various events, sharing their story and the importance of community engagement in health education. Their influence began to expand beyond their town, reaching neighboring cities and even statewide initiatives. Through it all, the bond between Dr. Dung and Tuan deepened. They shared late-night brainstorming sessions, celebrated small victories, and supported each other through challenges. As they navigated the complexities of their expanding initiatives, they often reflected on the journey that had brought them together. One evening, while working late in Dr. Dung's office, Tuan turned to him, a serious expression on his face. Dr. Dung, I've been thinking. With all the work we're doing, it might be time to establish a foundation dedicated to health and wellness education. This could be a way to secure funding and formalize our efforts. Dr. Dung considered the idea, intrigued. That's a significant step, but it could open many doors for us. It would provide us with the resources to expand our programs even further. After much discussion, they decided to move forward with the foundation. They began outlining their mission, vision, and the various programs they wanted to implement. They reached out to potential board members, community leaders, educators, and healthcare professionals who shared their passion for health and wellness. The foundation quickly gained traction. With each new partnership, they secured funding and resources to develop their initiatives. They created scholarship programs for students pursuing health-related careers, expanded mentorship opportunities, and provided grants to schools interested in implementing health and wellness programs. One of the foundation's flagship initiatives was a summer camp focused on health education. They organized a week-long program where young people could engage in hands-on activities related to nutrition, fitness, mental wellness, and more. The camp aimed to instill lifelong healthy habits in participants while fostering friendships and a sense of community. As the first summer camp approached, excitement filled the air. Dr. Dung and Tuan worked tirelessly to ensure everything was in place, from scheduling activities to securing guest speakers. The camp's focus on fun and learning resonated with local youth, and registration quickly filled up. On the opening day of the camp, Dr. Dung and Tuan welcomed the excited campers. "This week is all about you, learning, exploring, and having fun," Tuan announced. "We're here to help you discover the power of health and wellness." Throughout the week, the campers participated in cooking classes, outdoor activities, and workshops on mental health and self-care. They learned about the importance of nutrition, the benefits of physical activity, and ways to manage stress. Each day ended with a group reflection, allowing campers to share what they had learned and how they planned to apply it in their lives. By the end of the week, the campers had forged friendships and built a sense of camaraderie. They left with a newfound understanding of health and wellness, equipped with tools they could carry forward into their lives. As the summer camp concluded, Dr. Dung and Tuan stood together, watching the campers excitedly share their experiences with their families. They exchanged proud smiles, knowing that they had made a significant impact in these young lives. That evening, they hosted a small celebration for the campers and their families, highlighting the success of the week. Tuan spoke to the crowd, "We hope this is just the beginning. Each of you has the potential to make a difference, and we're excited to see where your journey takes you." As the sun set and laughter filled the air, Dr. Dung felt a profound sense of fulfillment. They had not only created a program that educated young people but also fostered a sense of belonging and community. It was moments like these that reminded him of the power of their work. In the following years, the foundation continued to thrive. They expanded their initiatives, reaching more young people and creating additional programs tailored to community needs. They collaborated with local healthcare providers to offer free health screenings, organized workshops for parents, and advocated for policies that promoted health education in schools. Despite the challenges they faced, funding issues, logistical hurdles, and the inevitable setbacks, they remained resilient. Their unwavering commitment to their mission served as a guiding light, motivating them to push through difficulties. As the years turned into a decade, Dr. Dung and Tuan found themselves reflecting on their journey once again. They had built a legacy of compassion, resilience, and hope that had transformed countless lives. Their partnership had evolved into a powerful force for change, demonstrating the incredible impact that one act of kindness can have. At a special celebration marking the foundation's anniversary, Tuan took the stage, his voice filled with emotion. This journey started with Dr. Dung's kindness to a hungry boy. Today, we celebrate not only our achievements but also the countless lives that have been touched by our work. Thank you all for being part of this incredible journey. The crowd erupted in applause, and Dr. Dung stood in the audience, filled with gratitude and pride. He had witnessed the ripple effect of kindness in action, how one small gesture had led to a movement that uplifted an entire community. As Dr. Dung and Tuan embarked on this new chapter, they felt an invigorated sense of purpose. The foundation had become a cornerstone of the community, and they were eager to expand their reach further. They knew that the health and wellness programs they created could benefit not just their immediate area but also surrounding regions that faced similar challenges. One day, as they sat in a local cafe brainstorming ideas, Tuan proposed an ambitious project. What if we launched a regional health summit? We could invite health professionals, educators, and community leaders from across the region to share best practices and discuss the pressing health issues affecting our communities. Dr. Dung nodded thoughtfully. That's a fantastic idea. A summit could foster collaboration and spread awareness about the importance of health education. We could also provide workshops and networking opportunities. Excited by the potential, they began planning the summit, reaching out to potential speakers and organizing logistics. They envisioned a 2-day event filled with keynote addresses, breakout sessions, and panel discussions on various topics, from mental health to nutrition to physical fitness. As the date of the summit approached, anticipation built within the community. They utilized social media and local news outlets to promote the event, emphasizing the significance of health education and collaboration. The response was overwhelming. Registration exceeded their expectations, drawing participants from neighboring cities and towns. On the first day of the summit, the venue buzzed with energy. Dr. Dung and Tuan welcomed attendees with enthusiasm. The program began with an inspiring keynote address from a well-respected public health advocate who spoke about the importance of community involvement in health initiatives. As the summit progressed, attendees participated in various workshops, each tailored to address specific health issues. One workshop focused on mental health, providing tools for educators to support students, while another covered nutrition, offering practical strategies for families to prepare healthy meals. During a panel discussion featuring past ments from their programs, participants shared their journeys and how health education had transformed their lives. Hearing these success stories resonated deeply with the audience, reinforcing the idea that change is possible with the right support and resources. Throughout the summit, Dr. Dung and Tuan engaged with attendees, fostering connections and sharing insights. They held a breakout session where they discussed the Foundation's programs and encouraged attendees to start similar initiatives in their communities. The response was overwhelmingly positive. Many participants expressed their desire to collaborate, sharing ideas for future projects and initiatives. By the end of the first day, the atmosphere was electric, filled with hope and determination. On the second day, Dr. Dung and Tuan organized a community action session, inviting attendees to brainstorm solutions to specific health challenges in their regions. They facilitated discussions that encouraged collaboration and creativity, igniting a passion for collective action. As the summit drew to a close, they gathered all attendees for a final reflection. Today, we've not only shared knowledge but also ignited a spirit of collaboration, Tuan said. Together, we have the power to create lasting change in our communities. With renewed motivation, attendees left the summit inspired and equipped with ideas and resources to implement in their own communities. Dr. Dung and Tuan felt a profound sense of accomplishment, knowing they had sparked a movement that could extend far beyond their initial vision. As the weeks passed after the summit, they received numerous emails and messages from participants eager to share updates on their initiatives. Schools began implementing health programs, community gardens sprouted up, and local organizations joined forces to promote wellness in innovative ways. Encouraged by this momentum, Dr. Dung and Tuan began planning follow-up meetings to support these new initiatives. They wanted to ensure that the connections formed at the summit would lead to sustainable change. They organized a series of virtual check-ins where participants could share their progress and challenges, fostering a sense of community among those who attended the summit. One evening, as they reflected on the summit's success, Tuan remarked, "It's amazing to see how a single event can ignite so much passion and action. We've created a network that's ready to tackle health issues head-on." Dr. Dung smiled, feeling a sense of fulfillment. This is just the beginning. We have the opportunity to continue supporting these efforts and expand our reach even further. With renewed determination, they set out to explore new partnerships and funding opportunities. They applied for grants that would allow them to enhance their programs, invest in community projects, and continue providing resources to those in need. As they worked diligently on their initiatives, they also kept an eye on emerging health trends and issues. They began to recognize the growing concerns surrounding chronic illnesses, such as diabetes and obesity, particularly among young people. This realization prompted them to consider how they could address these issues within their existing programs. They brainstormed new initiatives focused on preventative health measures. What if we introduced a healthy living challenge for schools? Tuan suggested. It could involve students tracking their physical activity, nutrition, and mental well-being over a month, with fun competitions and prizes to motivate them. Dr. Dung loved the idea. It could also include workshops for families to learn about healthy cooking and physical activity. We can provide resources that empower families to make healthier choices together. Excited by their vision, they began developing the challenge, incorporating elements of fun and education. They reached out to local businesses for sponsorships, securing prizes and incentives to encourage participation. When the Healthy Living Challenge launched, the response was enthusiastic. Schools signed up in droves, eager to engage their students and families in the initiative. Dr. Dung and Tuan visited schools to kick off the challenge, providing materials and encouragement. Throughout the month, students embraced the challenge, sharing their progress on social media and celebrating their achievements. They participated in community walks, healthy cooking nights, and fitness classes, all while fostering a sense of camaraderie and friendly competition. At the end of the month, they organized a celebration event to honor the participants and showcase their achievements. The event featured booths where students could share what they had learned, as well as demonstrations of healthy recipes and physical activities. As families gathered to celebrate, the atmosphere was filled with joy and pride. Dr. Dung and Tuan took the stage to commend everyone for their hard work. "You've all taken significant steps toward healthier lives," Dr. Dung announced. "This is the power of community, and we are thrilled to see the impact you've made together." The event culminated in an awards ceremony, where participants were recognized for their accomplishments. The joy on the students' faces as they received their awards was a testament to the positive changes they had embraced. Inspired by the success of the challenge, Dr. Dung and Tuan began planning for the next year, eager to expand the initiative and reach even more schools. They envisioned creating additional resources to help families maintain healthy habits year-round, providing a lasting impact on their community. As they continued their work, they also sought to address the growing concerns around mental health among young people. Recognizing the increasing prevalence of anxiety and depression, they initiated partnerships with mental health professionals to develop resources and programs focused on emotional well-being. They organized workshops that addressed stress management, self-care techniques, and coping strategies for students and parents alike. They aimed to destigmatize conversations around mental health, fostering an environment where young people felt safe discussing their challenges. During one workshop, Dr. Dung spoke candidly about the importance of mental health, sharing his own experiences with stress and self-care. "Taking care of our mental health is just as important as our physical health," he emphasized. "It's okay to ask for help, and it's okay to take time for yourself." The response was overwhelmingly positive. Students and parents expressed their gratitude for the open discussions and practical strategies they gained from the workshops. Many noted that it was refreshing to have conversations about mental health, breaking down barriers that had previously hindered openness. As the foundation continued to grow, Dr. Dung and Tuan found themselves in a position of leadership within the region. They began to be invited to speak at conferences and events, sharing their insights on community engagement, health education, and the power of kindness. Each speaking engagement offered them an opportunity to inspire others, and they remained committed to their mission of fostering healthier communities. They encouraged attendees to take action in their own communities, emphasizing that change starts at the local level. Years passed, and their foundation became a model for others across the country. Dr. Dung and Tuan received numerous accolades for their work, but they always remained humble, attributing their success to the collective efforts of their community. One evening, as they reflected on their journey, Tuan turned to Dr. Dung. "Can you believe how far we've come since that winter day when you helped me? It's incredible to think about the impact we've made together." Dr. Dung smiled, his heart full. "It's a testament to what can happen when we choose to care for one another. Each act of kindness has a ripple effect, and I'm grateful to have shared this journey with you." With their vision continuing to expand, they decided to explore new avenues for growth. They began discussing the possibility of creating a scholarship program to support students pursuing careers in health and wellness. This initiative would not only provide financial assistance but also mentorship opportunities, connecting students with professionals in their desired fields. They envisioned a future where young people could pursue their passions and contribute to their communities. As they laid the groundwork for the scholarship program, they reached out to local businesses and organizations for support. Their enthusiasm was contagious, and many were eager to contribute to the cause. When the scholarship program officially launched, they received an overwhelming number of applications. Each submission reflected the dreams and aspirations of young individuals eager to make a difference in the world. After careful consideration, Dr. Dung and Tuan selected a diverse group of scholarship recipients. They held a special ceremony to honor the students, inviting them to share their stories and aspirations. The event showcased the incredible talent and potential within the community. As they listened to the scholarship recipients speak, Dr. Dung felt a sense of fulfillment wash over him. "You are the future of health and wellness," he told them. "We believe in you and your ability to create change." In the years that followed, the scholarship program flourished. Recipients went on to pursue careers as doctors, nurses, nutritionists, and mental health professionals. Many returned to their communities to give back, perpetuating the cycle of kindness and support that had started with Dr. Dung's simple act of compassion. As they reflected on their journey together, Dr. Dung and Tuan knew that their work was far from over. They remained committed to addressing emerging health challenges, advocating for policy changes, and continuing to empower future generations. With each initiative they launched, they remained steadfast in their belief that health and wellness were fundamental rights for every individual. They envisioned a world where communities thrived, where young people felt supported in their health journeys, and where kindness remained at the heart of their mission. As they looked to the future, Dr. Dung and Tuan knew that their story was one of resilience, hope, and the transformative power of human connection. Together, they had built a legacy that would continue to inspire and uplift, proving that one act of kindness can indeed change the course of lives. And in their hearts, they carried the knowledge that they had only just begun to scratch the surface of what was possible through compassion, collaboration, and community spirit. As Dr. Dung and Tuan continued to expand their foundation's initiatives, they recognized the importance of adapting to the evolving landscape of health challenges. They began to see new issues emerging, particularly the impact of technology on mental health, the growing prevalence of lifestyle-related diseases, and the urgent need for accessible healthcare resources in underserved communities. Determined to address these challenges, they organized a series of community forums where residents could voice their concerns and share their experiences. These gatherings not only provided valuable insights but also strengthened the community's bond, creating a space for open dialogue about health and wellness. During one such forum, a local teacher spoke passionately about the rise in screen time among students and its effects on their mental health. "We're seeing more anxiety and depression among our kids, and I think technology plays a huge role," she explained. "We need to find ways to help them navigate this digital landscape." Dr. Dung nodded, understanding the importance of this issue. "It's crucial that we educate both students and parents about healthy technology use. Perhaps we could develop a workshop focusing on digital wellness, teaching families how to balance screen time with physical activity and mental health practices." Tuan added, "We could also create resources that help schools implement mindfulness and unplugged activities, encouraging students to engage in the real world." Energized by these ideas, they began developing a comprehensive digital wellness program. They partnered with mental health professionals to create materials that addressed the challenges of technology use, focusing on practical strategies for managing screen time, promoting mental health, and fostering real-life connections. As the program rolled out in schools, students responded positively. They participated in workshops that encouraged discussions around technology, mental health, and self-care. Dr. Dung and Tuan also organized events that promoted outdoor activities, inviting families to engage in physical challenges and enjoy nature together. The response from the community was overwhelmingly positive. Parents expressed gratitude for the resources and workshops, noting that they felt more equipped to address the challenges their children faced. Students reported feeling less anxious and more connected to their peers as they learned to balance their digital lives with meaningful experiences. Encouraged by the success of the digital wellness program, Dr. Dung and Tuan decided to host an annual wellness festival, celebrating health, community, and education. The festival would serve as a platform for local organizations, health professionals, and educators to showcase their resources and initiatives, providing families with a fun and informative experience. They began planning the festival, reaching out to local businesses for sponsorships and support. The event would feature workshops, fitness demonstrations, healthy cooking classes, and informational booths, all aimed at promoting a holistic approach to health. As the festival date approached, excitement grew throughout the community. Schools integrated the festival into their curriculum, encouraging students to participate in various activities and competitions. The day of the festival arrived, and the atmosphere was vibrant, filled with laughter, music, and the scent of delicious food. Dr. Dung and Tuan welcomed families with enthusiasm, eager to share the day's events. Today is all about you, exploring, learning, and celebrating health in our community, Tuan announced, his energy infectious. The festival offered a diverse range of activities, from yoga classes to nutrition workshops. Local chefs demonstrated healthy recipes, and fitness instructors led engaging workouts. Families mingled, sharing experiences and enjoying the sense of community that the festival fostered. As the day progressed, Dr. Dung and Tuan reflected on the impact of their work. They witnessed the joy on children's faces as they participated in games, the engagement of parents learning about healthy habits, and the collaboration among local organizations. The festival culminated in a closing ceremony where Dr. Dung and Tuan thanked everyone for their participation and support. Together, we are building a healthier future for our community, Dr. Dung said, his voice filled with gratitude. Let's carry this spirit of collaboration forward as we continue to make a difference. As the crowd erupted in applause, Tuan felt a wave of inspiration wash over him. The festival had become a testament to the power of community and the collective effort to promote health and wellness. In the weeks following the festival, Dr. Dung and Tuan received numerous messages from attendees expressing their appreciation for the event. Many shared stories of how the festival had motivated them to make positive changes in their lives, whether through improved eating habits, increased physical activity, or enhanced mental health awareness. Recognizing the momentum generated by the festival, they began planning for next year's event, eager to build on its success. They discussed ways to expand the festival's reach, inviting neighboring communities to participate and share their own initiatives. As they mapped out their vision, they also realized the importance of sustaining the enthusiasm sparked by the festival. They decided to create a wellness ambassador program, encouraging community members to take an active role in promoting health and wellness throughout the year. The wellness ambassadors would receive training and resources to help them advocate for health initiatives in their neighborhoods, leading workshops, organizing events, and fostering a culture of wellness. Dr. Dung and Tuan felt that empowering community members to take the lead would create a lasting impact. When they launched the program, the response was incredible. Individuals from all walks of life stepped up, eager to contribute to their community's well-being. They participated in training sessions, learning about health education, program implementation, and community engagement strategies. With their newfound knowledge, the wellness ambassadors began organizing activities in their neighborhoods. They hosted fitness classes in local parks, created community gardens, and organized health fairs that brought resources directly to those in need. As the ambassadors worked tirelessly to promote health in their communities, Dr. Dung and Tuan continued to support their efforts, providing guidance and resources. They witnessed the power of grassroots initiatives as community members rallied together, fostering connections and creating positive change. One evening, while attending a health fair organized by the wellness ambassadors, Dr. Dung and Tuan marveled at the turnout. Families gathered to learn about nutrition, participate in fitness challenges, and enjoy the sense of community that had blossomed. As they walked through the fair, they stopped to speak with a group of children who were excitedly demonstrating a healthy cooking activity. "We learned how to make smoothies," one child exclaimed, proudly showcasing their creations. Dr. Dung smiled, feeling a sense of pride. This is what it's all about, empowering the next generation to embrace healthy habits. As the sun began to set, Tuan turned to Dr. Dung. "Can you believe how far we've come? It all started with that one act of kindness." Dr. Dung nodded, reflecting on their journey. It's incredible to see how kindness can ripple out into something much larger. We've created a community that cares for one another. As the years continued to unfold, the impact of their work grew exponentially. They developed partnerships with local governments, advocating for policies that supported health education and access to resources. They collaborated with healthcare providers to ensure that underserved populations received the care they needed. In recognition of their efforts, Dr. Dung and Tuan received numerous awards and accolades, but they always remained humble. They knew that their achievements were a result of the collective efforts of the community. Their story resonated beyond their local area, inspiring similar initiatives in other regions. They were invited to share their experiences at national conferences, where they spoke about the importance of community engagement and the transformative power of kindness. Each time they took the stage, they emphasized that real change comes from within communities. When individuals come together with a shared purpose, they can create a ripple effect that transforms lives, Tuan would say, echoing their belief in the power of collective action. As their legacy continued to grow, Dr. Dung and Tuan remained committed to their mission. They continued to explore new avenues for expansion, seeking to address emerging health issues and ensuring that the foundation's work remained relevant and impactful. Through it all, they found strength in their partnership, knowing that their shared vision and commitment to service would guide them in the years to come. And as they looked ahead, they felt a renewed sense of purpose, ready to tackle whatever challenges lay ahead, knowing that their journey was far from over. The ripples of kindness they had initiated were still spreading, touching lives in ways they could only begin to imagine. As Dr. Dung and Tuan navigated their expanding mission, they began to consider the role of technology in healthcare, particularly in promoting accessibility and education. They recognized that many individuals still faced barriers in accessing information and resources, especially in underserved communities. Inspired by this insight, they decided to develop a digital platform that could bridge the gap. The idea was to create an interactive website and mobile app that provided users with valuable health resources, educational materials, and access to local health services. The platform would feature articles on nutrition, mental health tips, fitness routines, and information about upcoming community events. They envisioned it as a central hub for health and wellness in their region. Eager to bring this idea to life, they sought partnerships with local tech developers who could help create the platform. After several brainstorming sessions and meetings, they found a team of enthusiastic young developers who shared their vision. Together, they began the process of building the platform, focusing on user-friendliness and accessibility. Throughout the development process, Dr. Dung and Tuan gathered feedback from community members. They held focus groups to understand what resources people would find most valuable and how they could enhance the user experience. This feedback became instrumental in shaping the platform's features. After months of hard work, the digital platform was ready for launch. They organized a community event to unveil it, inviting residents to explore its features and learn how it could benefit them. On the day of the launch, excitement filled the air. Families gathered, eager to see what the platform had to offer. Tuan welcomed everyone with enthusiasm. Today marks a significant step forward in our mission to promote health and wellness in our community. We're thrilled to introduce this platform, which we believe will empower you with the information and resources you need. As attendees explored the platform, they discovered a wealth of information at their fingertips. They could access recipes, join virtual fitness classes, and find resources for mental health support, all designed to be engaging and accessible. The app even included a community calendar, highlighting local events and initiatives. Feedback from the launch was overwhelmingly positive. Residents expressed excitement about the convenience of having health resources easily accessible. Parents appreciated the articles and resources geared toward children's health, while others found value in the mental health resources provided. Encouraged by the response, Dr. Dung and Tuan continued to update the platform regularly, adding new content and features based on user feedback. They hosted webinars and virtual workshops, inviting experts to share their knowledge on various health topics. This created an ongoing dialogue within the community and kept residents engaged. As the platform gained traction, they began to explore ways to reach even broader audiences. They collaborated with local schools to integrate the platform into their health education curriculum, ensuring that students had access to valuable information from an early age. One day, while reviewing the platform's analytics, Tuan noticed a significant uptick in engagement from neighboring communities. "Look at this! People from other towns are using the platform too," he exclaimed, excitement evident in his voice. "We might be reaching a much larger audience than we anticipated." Dr. Dung smiled, recognizing the potential for even greater impact. "This is an opportunity to expand our mission. We should consider outreach efforts to these communities, inviting them to participate in our initiatives and share their own health journeys." They began organizing outreach programs, visiting neighboring towns to introduce the platform and share their experiences. They conducted workshops and forums, encouraging residents to engage with the platform and fostering connections among community members. As they expanded their reach, they encountered new challenges. Different communities had unique health needs and cultural considerations that required careful attention. Dr. Dung and Tuan embraced these challenges, understanding that adaptability was crucial in their mission. They established partnerships with local leaders and organizations in these communities, working together to tailor programs and resources that addressed specific health issues. They also prioritized inclusivity, ensuring that their initiatives resonated with diverse populations. Through these collaborative efforts, Dr. Dung and Tuan developed a network of wellness ambassadors across multiple communities. These ambassadors helped facilitate discussions, share resources, and promote health initiatives tailored to their respective neighborhoods. One evening, as they gathered with the ambassadors for a planning session, Tuan expressed his gratitude. "It's amazing to see how far we've come. This network is a testament to the power of collaboration. Together, we can truly make a difference." Dr. Dung nodded in agreement. "Our strength lies in our ability to listen and learn from one another. Every community has unique strengths and challenges, and by working together, we can create solutions that are effective and sustainable." As their work continued to grow, they received recognition not only locally but also on a national level. They were invited to share their journey at health conferences and symposiums, inspiring others to take similar approaches in their communities. During one such conference, Dr. Dung delivered a keynote address, emphasizing the importance of community engagement and the role of compassion in healthcare. "Every person has the power to make a difference. It starts with a simple act of kindness, and from there, we can create a ripple effect that transforms lives," he shared passionately. The response from attendees was overwhelming. Many approached him afterward, eager to learn more about their initiatives and how they could implement similar programs in their own communities. Dr. Dung and Tuan took the time to connect with each individual, offering insights and support. As the years progressed, the impact of their foundation continued to grow. They initiated research projects to evaluate the effectiveness of their programs, gathering data to demonstrate the positive changes in health outcomes within their communities. This data not only helped improve their initiatives but also served as valuable evidence to attract additional funding and support. One day, while reviewing the latest reports, Tuan turned to Dr. Dung, excitement in his voice. "The data shows a significant decrease in childhood obesity rates in our targeted communities. Our programs are making a tangible difference." Dr. Dung beamed with pride. "This is incredible news. It validates all our hard work and shows that when we come together as a community, we can create real change." Buoyed by this success, they began to explore opportunities for further expansion. They envisioned launching new initiatives that focused on health equity, addressing disparities in access to care for marginalized populations. They sought partnerships with organizations that specialized in these areas, aiming to create comprehensive programs that addressed systemic barriers to health. In collaboration with these organizations, they developed resources aimed at promoting health literacy among underserved populations. They created multilingual materials, ensuring that language barriers would not prevent individuals from accessing vital information. As they rolled out these new initiatives, they saw an increase in engagement from populations that had previously been underserved. Individuals began attending workshops, accessing the digital platform, and participating in community events. It was a powerful reminder of the importance of inclusivity in their mission. Amidst this progress, Dr. Dung and Tuan never lost sight of their core values. They continued to emphasize the importance of kindness and compassion in their work. They shared personal stories of individuals whose lives had been positively impacted by their initiatives, reminding everyone that behind every statistic was a human being with a unique journey. As they celebrated their achievements, they also reflected on the challenges that lay ahead. They knew that the journey toward health equity and community wellness was ongoing. They remained committed to adapting their programs in response to emerging needs and ensuring that their initiatives remained accessible to all. One evening, as they sat together in their office reviewing plans for the upcoming year, Tuan turned to Dr. Dung. "I can't help but feel optimistic about the future. We've built something truly special, and I believe we can continue to make an even greater impact." Dr. Dung nodded, his heart filled with hope. "Together, we've created a movement. As long as we stay true to our mission and keep listening to our community, there's no limit to what we can achieve." And so, they set their sights on the future, ready to tackle new challenges and seize opportunities for growth. Their story, a testament to the power of compassion, collaboration, and unwavering dedication, was far from over. Each new day brought fresh possibilities, and they embraced the journey ahead with open hearts and minds, confident in their ability to inspire positive change. As the years rolled on, the impact of Dr. Dung and Tuan's work rippled through the communities they served. Their initiatives fostered not only improved health outcomes but also a sense of unity and empowerment among residents. People were no longer just participants in health programs. They had become advocates for their own well-being and the well-being of others. On a warm spring day, they decided to hold a celebration to honor the journey they had embarked on together. The community gathered in the local park, adorned with colorful banners and booths showcasing the various health initiatives they had implemented over the years. Laughter and joy filled the air as families enjoyed games, healthy food, and activities that highlighted their collective achievements. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the festivities, Dr. Dung took the stage. He looked out at the crowd, filled with familiar faces that had become a second family. "Today, we celebrate not just our accomplishments, but the spirit of community that has brought us together. Each of you has played a vital role in this journey. Your commitment, kindness, and resilience have transformed our vision into reality." Tuan stepped forward, his voice filled with emotion. What started as a simple act of compassion has grown into a movement that transcends borders and generations. "We've shown that together, we can overcome any challenge and create a healthier, more vibrant future." As they shared stories of individuals whose lives had been changed by their initiatives, the crowd erupted in applause, their hearts swelling with pride. It was a moment of reflection, gratitude, and hope. As the evening progressed, they invited community members to share their own experiences, how the programs had impacted their lives, how they had learned to prioritize health, and how they were now passing those lessons on to the next generation. The stories echoed throughout the park, creating a tapestry of resilience and inspiration. In that moment, Dr. Dung and Tuan realized that their journey was not just about health. It was about building a legacy of love and support that would continue long after they were gone. The seeds of kindness they had planted were flourishing, growing into a movement that empowered individuals to take charge of their own health and well-being. As the stars began to twinkle overhead, they concluded the celebration with a commitment to the future. "Let's continue to dream big and act boldly," Dr. Dung urged. "Our work is far from finished. Together, we will face new challenges, explore new possibilities, and ensure that health and wellness are accessible to everyone." With that, they raised their glasses in a toast, surrounded by their community, friends, family, and allies who had walked this path with them. It was a moment of unity, of shared purpose, and of unwavering hope for what lay ahead. As the night deepened, Dr. Dung and Tuan exchanged smiles, knowing that their legacy would carry on through the lives they had touched. They felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude for the journey, the relationships forged, and the lives changed. The road ahead was bright, filled with promise, and they were ready to embrace whatever came next, together.